On this episode of Science with Shields, we're going to make some sweet art, and there's a little science with it too. Hey everyone, it's Christy Shields. On this episode, we are going to make some sweet art. So what do you need for this experiment? You're going to need a bowl or a plate. It's best if it has a little bit of depth to it for this experiment. You're also going to need some candies. In this experiment, I am going to be using Skittles, and I've already pre-separated them here. And you'll also need some water. And for this experiment, you can either use cold or hot water. I, however, suggest hot water. And if you have a dish that you can, or a measuring cup that you can heat up, best to do that. Just stick it in the microwave for about 45 seconds, and that should get your water hot enough for this experiment. So first thing is first, what we're going to do is we're going to decorate our plate around the edges with our candy. You can pick any way you want to do it, but the first thing you want to do is start putting that candy on the plate. Now that we have our plate decorated the way we want to, again, the candy is at the very edge of our plate or bowl, you're going to want to put that water on it. Warmer water is going to work better. Again, I just stuck some water in the microwave for about 45 seconds. If you use cold water, it will also work. It's just going to take a longer amount of time, and that's kind of what this experiment's explaining. So the next thing we're going to do is pour the water onto the middle of the plate and let it separate across the plate. Now, you don't want to submerge the candies into water, so you just want a thin layer at the bottom, but you want to make sure that there is water across the entire plate. Okay, and again, you don't want to submerge those candies. Now, you'll be able to watch, and all of a sudden, all of the color is going to be forming into the middle of the plate. So why does this happen? And it's kind of the same situation as if it's a hot day and you're eating candy, and all of a sudden you start to look at your hands and they're completely dyed with the color from the candies. Well, this is because it has to do with solubility. Candies are made out of sugar. They're sugar coated, and then they have that food coloring on them. And when that sugar is heated, it starts to melt. It becomes more soluble, and it leaves that dye on your hand. And that's exactly what's happening right now with our art, is the fact that we heated the water, and so it's starting to melt that sugar coating, making it more soluble, because as you heat something, it's going to become more soluble. It's going to be able to melt, and with that water, it creates this really cool art. And you can try this out multiple times. Please make sure to send your pictures in and show us what your candy looks like once you're done with the different designs. I even at one point, I tried this experiment before I started it here, and I was able to take a toothpick and kind of swirl it around, or you could do reds and purples and greens and oranges and mix them all together and see what kind of cool design you can make with this experiment, and learn about solubility as well. You can check out more episodes of Science with Shields by heading over to WTAJ+. And don't forget, use the hashtag Science with Shields and send us your really cool, sweet art.